The shot at Lexington changed everything. What began as resistance became war. In April 1775, colonial militia faced British troops at Lexington and conquered. Farmers stood against professional soldiers of the most powerful empire on earth. And they did not back down. The conflict spread quickly. Within months, the colonies formed the Continental Army. At its head stood a man of discipline, courage, and unshakable resolve, George Washington. He was not the most experienced general in the world, but he understood something deeper. This war would not be won by power alone. It would be won by endurance. In June 1775 at Bunker Hill, the Americans proved they could stand toe-to-toe with British forces. Though technically a British victory, the heavy losses shocked London. This would not be an easy rebellion to crush. Then in July 1776, while war raged on, Congress made a decision that would echo through history. They adopted the Declaration of Independence. The colonies were no longer fighting for rights within the British Empire. They were fighting for a new nation. The early years were brutal. The Continental Army suffered defeat after defeat in New York. Supplies ran low. Soldiers marched barefoot. Disease spread. By the winter of 1777 at Valley Forge, the army was freezing, starving, and exhausted. Many believed the revolution was dying. But Washington held the line. Training intensified under Baron von Steuben. Discipline hardened. Unity strengthened. The army that emerged from Valley Forge was no longer a fragile militia. It was a fighting force. Then came a turning point, the Battle of Saratoga in 1777, an American victory so decisive that it changed global politics. France saw potential, and soon French ships, soldiers, and supplies joined the American cause. The war was no longer a colonial uprising, it was an international conflict. Years of fighting followed, in forests and towns, across the southern colonies. The British captured cities, but they couldn't break the spirit of the people. Finally, in 1781, at Yorktown, Virginia, everything converged. American forces, alongside French troops, trapped General Cornwallis and his army. Surrounded by land and sea, the British surrendered. The world watched. The impossible had happened. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris officially ended the war. The United States of America was recognized as a free and independent nation, against all odds, against the greatest empire of the age. The victory was not just military, it was ideological. It proved that a people could govern themselves, that liberty was worth sacrifice, that endurance could defeat dominance. But independence was only the beginning. Now the question remained, could this new nation survive the peace? Freedom was secured through courage, and the American experiment was just getting started.